Alright. Dave will be finishing his here in just a second. They'll start coming in. There's one. What up, Russell? How's everybody doing? Ryan done his stream earlier. Dave should be just finishing his up right about now. And I figured, what the hell, I might as well hop on here and do a short one too. What you making tonight, sir? I'm gonna pump out a couple different things. Small bowl, some turquoise inlays, a couple different full-size pins, all that cool stuff. Let me check on my boys' results here, see what they're done. Hell yeah, 35K. And then 17.5. Hell yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Let's run it. Should be coming over here real quick, and we'll get started on this. Get the hair all put up. Alright, so today we're gonna do, I've got this piece of, I think you pronounce it as Tzalam, T-Z-A-L-A-M, and came from one of the sponsors, badass sponsor, probably one of my top two favorites, Got Wood LLC. Grain on this stuff is absolutely beautiful. It's kind of a lighter wood. I want to see how it turns. I've never turned it before. So we're going to get it all centered up here the right way, and we're going to give her a shot. I think the contrasting colors in this will look good, especially with a turquoise rim inlay and a turquoise belly inlay. I want to give that a shot. And you know what? I figured, since how Dave and Ryan run here doing their thing, the Sawdust Mafia might as well just run a train on the YouTube algorithm today. So give it a shot. I'm going to get your angle down here. I'm going to get my hood on, sharpen up my carbides a little bit on the stone. Been wanting to see how that works. So we'll do her. If you like the way this wood turns out, or any of the lumber pretty much used in this video, check out Got Wood LLC or turningblades.net. You can use my affiliate code WHACKER, capital W, H-A-C-K-E-R. Get a discount on there. Brad's got some killer wood products, man. So without further ado, let's get at it. I want to see how this works out. Drop this down below center just a little bit. Make sure we're clearing all the way around. Tighten that up. Tighten that up. Rolling right around 1100. Wood's kind of weird because it's very dense, but it's very light. I'll turn the speed up a little bit. Lower my tool rest just a tad bit where I'm right below center. Try that. Speed seems to help a little bit. Probably not when it flies off and hits me in the face though, so stick around. Stranger shit's happen. Alright, I'm a little bit more comfortable with it now. I don't think it's going to fly off and decapitate me, so I'm going to get in here a little bit closer so I can move around on it. The texture of the grain is a little bit more like the limba, so I think the speed is actually going to be the thing that saves this. Yeah, speed definitely. There we go. Much better. It is a very dusty wood though, I will say that. Alright, so the grain on this stuff is absolutely beautiful. Not a lot of tear out, especially at the higher speed. Do have a flat spot right there, I'm going to go ahead and remove it. I'm going to shore up this face a little bit because it is kind of wobbly. That's my fault, not the actual lumbers. I just got tired of trying to center it up. And for that, I'm going to use my square carbide. We'll shore up the other side here in a second. So I think that we're going to put an actual, this isn't that deep, so I want it to look deeper than it is, so we're actually going to give it a standing foot that we can use for a tenon. And we're going to use this to do that. Round off the outside edges. Put this in a little bit further. Get them cut. Put this off for a second. See what we kind of got here. Alright, I like that. Actually, I like that a whole lot. Move this out of the way just a little bit. We're going to sand the outside of it so I can see what I'm working with exactly. Knock the fuzzies off the bottom here. And then we're going to flip it over. We're going to cut the channel, hollow out the inside, and I'm going to take care of a little bit of an indifference here on the bottom. I've got reverse on this badass lathe from Find Buy Tool, the FL1221. Alright, that's 120. Some 180. A lot of people sand at slow speeds. I do not sand at slow speeds. I'm sorry. If it's a super soft wood, I do, but this isn't. It's already smooth, and I just now hit it with the 180. Kick it up a little bit. Roll up to the 400 just to see what kind of finish I can put on the bare wood before we even hit it with any kind of finish. Fistful of shavings off the wood that came off the actual wood. Give it a burnishing. That's with no finish on it yet, and that is absolutely beautiful. So, what's up, Macario? How's it going? Macario, sorry. All right, we're going to flip this over. I'm going to put it in the chuck jaws, all that cool stuff. Put this in the tenon. Actually, I think I need to straighten up the walls of that just a tad bit, just for everybody's safety. Bring it back down here real quick. The inside walls of this, you always want this to dovetail out towards you a little bit, just so it can grab on. I don't have that currently, and that's a big no-no. So you gotta have that. And if Jeff's seen that, Jeff would probably lose his damn mind. So we're gonna keep Jeff from losing his damn mind. I'm gonna do this real quick with the parting tool because it works. You guys have been watching any of the live streams, you might have noticed that here, as of recently, when I cut that recess in here, one of the things that I've been doing is I've also been leaving the tenon of the recess sticking out just a little bit, That way, if something would happen and the walls of the recess would happen to fail, I would still have the secondary option of clamping the jaws down on this actual post tenon to still be able to turn the piece. Alright, so let's this heifer up on here. While I'm swapping out pieces here, if you guys haven't already, like and subscribe to the channel. It doesn't cost anything. It means a hell of a lot. But I also would ask that you check out the sponsors for the channel. And check out the other channels. It's a hell of a community. We all support each other. You got dudes like Timber Designs. My dude, Ryan, 77 Rockets. You got Jeff with 2-minute tips for wood turners. All around, badass, good group of dudes. Take care of each other. We're always learning from each other. And sometimes that kind of stuff's kind of like hard to come by on the internet. Not a bunch of snobby dicks. We're all striving to like get each other to work better and everything like that. And today was kind of impromptu. Ryan went live. Dave went live. And I figured, what the hell? I might as well go live too. So here we are, right? You know, all right. That's clamped down on that pretty damn tight. I don't like the way that one jaw is open a little bit wider than the other, so we're going to go ahead and give this the old open up. And they're a little bit more symmetrical in the gap with that. I'm kosher with that. I move some of this stuff out of the way so I can move you guys down here to the end of the table so you got a little bit better view. But before that, let's give her a slow speed spin, and she wobbles. We don't want her to wobble. I expected a little wobble and not a whole lot of wobble. See where it's at, I think. Maybe, maybe not. It's right there. That's on the front end of it, which we haven't shored up yet. So we're good. I'm going to move you over here to this clamp where you can see what's going on when I start hauling this heifer out. And we should be good. We're going to attempt to use the tailstock support on this as much as we can until we see how this thing acts, because she might just come plumb dumb and unglued. I think that should be plenty. Hood back on. As soon as I get some of this wobble out of here, I can speed it up and we can get back into the fun stuff. Alright. So, wobble's gone. Now, do we just want to do like a normal bowl with this, or do we want to do something crazy with it? We could put like a lip flange bowl on this, kind of like a hollow form. Two bevels and like two different levels of turquoise, or we could just do a straight up turquoise rim bowl and roll out. Crazy? Let's go crazy. Alright. Get a big round. There we go. Get fucking wild with it. Hell with it. And speed up. Okay, there's that. Take this here. Nice. Nice. All right. I gotta go over and get my chuck. What's up, LJ? Okay, that. Pop this heifer out. Right there, quick like it. Back this some bitch up right there. Turn the speed down a good bit. Oh yeah, I need to back that out a good old fucking bunch. Good thing about this Forstner drilling is we ain't gonna drill that far. really good. Yeah, LJ, I think I'm actually gonna have to drop my belt. I wanting to see if I can do it at that speed, but this is the first time I've turned this Zalum, or however you pronounce it. It's a beautiful wood, but it's the characteristics of it are like kind of crazy, man. It's really light, but it's super dense. The grain is absolutely beautiful in it. What's up, Barno? How you doing, buddy? Alright, now I got to round out the bottom of it with the gouge and hollow out the sides of it with the crane neck. But I think before I do that, it might give me the option to correct the error that I made earlier. Actually, no, I'm good. Yep, cool. Move this here out the way real quick. Good. See if I can zoom y'all in a little bit.
There's about 3 different areas where I can become part of the funnel club in here, and I'm trying to be really careful of it. Brother, make it to a chili bowl, add nachos to it. Much better. So we're about under this segment of the ring right here. I want to go just a little bit further. Not a whole lot further, because this is pretty thin over here. And then we're going to pop this out. We're going to clean it up real good, give it a sanding. I'm probably going to set the stones in it. I might take this bowl that blew apart. It's a piece of suprise. Make a cap for the top of this, but we're going to set the turquoise in it. And while that's drying, we're going to come over here and we're going to work on a couple pins. So let's get this going. It is a big hand. Damn, I should have resharpened those carbides a long time ago. The only thing I really don't like about hollow forms is they take a hell of a long, like they're really weird to blow them out. That burnt my finger meat. What's up, Johnny? How you doing, brother? What's up, Max? Why I'm saying this, if any of y'all new here, please like, subscribe. If you're new to that kind of stuff. This is kind of an impromptu Friday thing, but every Sunday I do a Sunday Spun Day. I usually end up hurting myself more than I hurt the wood, so it's alright. So, 120. There's that. There's my 180 right there. I'll down my 180. Please check out my sponsors. They make all this stuff possible. This wood was brought to me by Got Wood LLC, also known as turningblanks.net. You can use my affiliate code WHACKER, WHACKER, for a discount with a capital W. Lathe was provided by Find By Tool. This is the FL1221. Hopefully one of my mods can provide you with the link and all that cool stuff. It's currently on sale, so you might want to check it out. It's a badass lathe. I have intentionally been torture testing this thing for like 2 weeks now, and it's put up with everything that I can put it through, so it might be worth checking out for you. Alright. Not put any finish on this thing yet. I do got to burnish the front of this because I burnished the rest of it, and it's absolutely eating me alive. So, get some sawdust now. I just went through all the trouble of getting the sawdust out of the inside of it. I'm trying not to start a fire in the palm of my hand. Alright, now I got some turquoise stones over here. Probably knock off turquoise. I'm assuming they are because they're in my shop and I'm cheap as shit. Loosen this up. And we're going to lay those turquoise beads or turquoise stones all around inside these here channels. Just a second. Also known as white women bait, because I don't know what it is. Something about turquoise, but women love turquoise. It's like, as soon as they see it, it's instantly, yeehaw! I don't care if the stones are up and out of above the surface. I actually want the raw look. I don't plan on sanding these, cutting them flush, nothing like that. Once I put the big stones in, I will anchor them down with a medium CA because I've got a bunch of that shit, unfortunately. And then I've got some of these that I've crushed. I don't like it when there's two big ones are beside each other. That's dumber than hell. Get out of there. Fucker. don't know about y'all, but the pollen around here right now, that shit is through the roof. Everybody sounds like they're a coke fiend. Could be the fact that it's back to school season and I work in a damn petri dish. Might be it, I don't know. Alright, so put some glue on this, set this off to the side. Oh, look at the glue. What to do? Flood that channel. Set that off the side for a minute, and then we are going to get this turquoise out the damn way. Oh no, Billy. Didn't do all that. Fucking dye's leaking. Got an ample supply of paper towels up in here, right? Alright. Get these out the way. Move you guys back up here. Plug this charger in so we don't die in the middle of something cool. And I got some catalpa that's dried out. Spin you this way. Yeah. Sorry about that. I'm going to bring the tailstock back up here, all that cool stuff. I'm going to keep the Jacobs chuck in here. We're going to mount in the drill for the pins. Sorry about that. Can't really tell it right now. I sound like a dummy. We don't need that. I'm going to have to knock this out here in a second. I'm going to go ahead and take that out. It's down there. CA glue's rocking. Let me catch up on the chat a little bit here. Yep. Do your vertical lives, and then what I do is I take a bunch of the content from my vertical lives. I'll go back in and actually screen record it, and then I'll edit that into short form content. So not only do you get all the stuff off of your live, but you can also get, like, I don't know, depending on how many projects you do in a short, you can get like 3 or 4 shorts out of one live, and you also get the subscribers off that. Helps out a lot in the long run. Got that. I don't know why the hell I just took that off here, because I knew damn good and well I should have done that. I need to mount that up in there first. Alright, so I'll let you guys pick option 1 or 2 first. I ain't gonna ask again. LJA. Brandon Herblog.
All right, cool. We're going day. This is some plain ass catalpa. Catalpa is a really grainy wood, but the wood structure is really, really nice. You do some cool stuff with it, and even though the grain structure is very different than oak, the depth of the grain and the structure of the grain itself is a lot similar, so you can do a lot of cool stuff with it, like dyeing, stuff like that. So we're gonna give that a shot. Whenever I'm drilling with the pins up here like this, it might seem like overkill, and it probably is, but I do like to line it up with the tailstock. Lock that down. And make sure it's spinning straight before I go ahead and put the Jacob's chuck and all that stuff in there. Just saves you a little bit of time in the long run. So, slip back over, going the right direction. I gotta blow my nose, guys, sorry. I don't normally do this in live. Ah. Oh, no bueno. That's a grabby bitch. Alright. Stick with me for just a second, so I'm going to chop this off. Aha! Son of a bitch. Oh, you gonna bluff me, fucker? Come back to that in a minute. Alright. Option 2. Same piece of catalpa, less grainy, with a little segment of antler stuck to the end of it. See how this one goes. First off, I'm going to back that in there a little bit. Thank you, Mauricio. This is for pin blanks. I'm doing the modified where I modify the slimline kit to do a full body plank. Back it out a little bit, turn it off, get all that stuff out of the threads, and then we'll go and we'll plunge all the way in. For the last big hurrah, and then we'll mount it up between centers. There we go. Hopefully she stayed true. Take take that off here for a minute. This off here. Okay. Yep, cool. She didn't blow out the side on the ass of it. That's what I was worried about. Alright, so we're going to chuck this up between the two pin blank centers. Cool thing about this is you only got to use like 2 of these little bushings that come with this pin kit, because they're like by far the biggest pain in the ass on this thing. But the BM or BW toolkit or BW pin mandrel BM wood turning pin mandrel is actually really cool. I believe Ardito just got the same one. Really good quality. It's got the mandrel saver and everything that comes with it, which is this cool piece right here. Keeps you from bending your mandrel and stuff. And it's actually really, really cool. So I'll zoom you guys in here in a second so you guys can see exactly what's going on. Make sure I still got plenty of battery. Alright. This is that same crazy grain piece of catalpa wood. And this up here on the end of it's some antler. So what we're going to do, before we even go any further, had to make sure that fits on there. Everything's good. We got to get our pin kit. We got to put the guts in this thing, which isn't any big deal. Because I'm not an addict, I promise. Just got a whole bunch of pin kits down here for no reason. Sad. And we're doing the modified method on this. We need to take one of our brass fittings, and you're going to put it in the top piece where the cap goes, not the nib or the writing end. So I like to kind of set it in there just a little bit. Put some medium thick CA in there. Push it flat. Set. Just like that. I've already took these and hit them with the miter saw, so I don't really need to take them over and hit them with the deburring tool and everything that comes with it. But the if I can hold on to it, the BMW or the BM ring mandrel comes with the deburring tool and several different gauges and all that cool stuff like that. I mean, it's set up to get you making rings of all sizes. So we got all those on there. We got our tool or our hardware kit set off the side so we know what we're doing it with now. We can chuck this in here. Loosen up tailstock. Put a little bit of pressure on there. I know this is set at an angle, but I'm going to shore that up whenever I go in here and start cutting. Want to set just below it because you definitely want to use carbides on this.
And when you're turning pins, preferred speed is Mock Jesus. They're a smaller diameter than like bowls and stuff like that, so closer to the spindle, it's got to go faster for it to get up to speed. If you're turning a bowl, the further out from the center is always moving faster. Where you're directly on the center line of the spindle, you got to get it cooking. When you're doing antler like this, don't gouge into it. Just barely let the gouge touch it. And make sure you're wearing some kind of respirator. First thing we're going to do is we're going to shore up this angled end so we can get a flush cut on it. You see right here where we're still at an angle. We don't want that. We want everything to be symmetrical. Once you pop that loose, you will hear the pin blank start spinning freely. That means you can actually like take this off and pop that little nugget off there. Because you got a flat blank now. That keeps you from sawing it and making way more dust and smaller particle debris. I know that you just turned it on a lathe, but trust me, you'd rather turn it on a lathe than get the particulates from a saw in the air of bone. Alright, now that the science lesson's over for the day, let's have some fun and turn this and do some crazy stuff with it. shape we want. We are going to taper it down and everything like that. Catalpa wood has some crazy looking grain in it. You got that little bit of a transition line right there between the bone and the wood like we want. I'm going to go ahead and pull this back. Flip the direction this bad boy's spinning, because we definitely don't want this dust off this bone spinning towards us. I hit it with some 120. Gonna help it shape it just a little bit. You don't want to really rely on the sandpaper to shape the entirety of the project. Real good and smooth right there. Let's see what we got here. Okay. So, I don't know if you guys can see it real good. You probably won't be until we put the finish on it. But right here, once you start shining up antler and bone, you can start seeing all the different minerals and the different, like the pith and everything of the wood or the antler and bone where it's solidified. And it gives it like a really cool contrasting color. And that's kind of what we're wanting. So we're going to move up through the grits a little, or grits a little bit on the sandpaper. And then I'm going to throw this in a bag of shit I mixed up. Sit around. It's like pure gold. Mike, do you know about this pin turners convention? I do not know about any pin turners convention. But just the fact that you said that's kind of got me geeking out a little bit. No, I'm not addicted to pin turning. When you get up to your higher grits, you really want to give that antler some love, because that shit will shine up amazing. Oh, the everyday American. This is actually a piece of antler the old boy gave me. And I'm getting ready to do some hood rat shit with it. So you might want to stick around for a second, bro. I don't know, man. Depends on where this pin thing is. I might have a road trip coming out my way. This is actually the catalpa that the Everyday American brought to me too. I'll put them both together, and I'm getting ready to do some goofy, real goofy hood rat shit with them. So check it out. Man, damn you, Billy. Slide this bad boy out real quick. Take this off. Take this off. So, we got this, you can be my passenger princess. Alright, so we got this big phallic shaped gadget, catalpa wood, and yes, the Everyday American pretty much did sponsor this pin. Got a deer antler tip on it, and I've mixed up some of this emerald green snot looking shit, because I'm throwing gold hardware on this, and I'm just throwing it in there. Yeah, why not, you know? Because I think that bone, it's not going to hold that color. The catalpa wood grain's going to hold a darker color. I'm Heisenberging this shit. And then once we get it out, the alcohol is going to evaporate way faster than water ever would, taking 90% of the moisture with it, including the moisture from the dye that we put in it.
Water moisture trapped in the pith of this will automatically be cooked off because it's alcohol, leaving us long green streaks in the pith, little light tiny dots of green in the actual softwood of it, not touching the bone. And then when I hit it with the CA finish, it's going to have some pretty cool stuff on it. And I'm going to smash it with some gold hardware. Why? Because I'm an evil genius. Or at least I like to tell people I am. Yeah, Breaking Bad. I'm going to toss this around in here a couple seconds, spin this around, talk to you guys, see how y'all doing, hit my vape. So, as I mentioned earlier, this is kind of an impromptu live. Wasn't really prepared for it. I was thinking about some shit, and I seen Ryan going live, and he looked like he was killing it and having fun, and Dave jumped on there, and he was killing it, having fun, and I was like, you know what? Sawdust Mafia really just needs to roll up here and just hate fuck the algorithm. So we're doing that. And that's, like, possible because you guys. So, wow, that's taking faster than I thought it would. Billy, take it, yeah, hard. Look at that. This fucking swamp thing's dick. Clean piece of paper towel here because I don't want to contaminate this lustful slut. Y'all ready to see this? Ready to see for it? Ready to see it or anything? Now, I got to clean up the pith of the antler. And then we're going to shellac the hell out of this with some clear. But I ain't going to lie, that antler actually looks pretty cool with a little bit of green on it. What's up, Gonzalo Borelli? Alright. Get this shit up off me. Gotta lock down that bottom part now. And I'll give y'all a little bit of a tidbit. This Sunday, on Sunday's Fun Day, my normal day for turning, it's like a 3.5 hour session of debauchery, dick jokes, and flying wood. I'm making duck calls. Why? Because I can. And I want to. It's going to be cool. Damn, Mex trying like hell to get you to see the comment. Mid-Ohio Valley Pin Turners Gathering September by you in Ohio. Where at, Mex? Daddy, wow, okay. Marietta, Ohio. That's a good little gap away from me, but I mean, it ain't that far. South of Cleveland, north of South Point. About right. Sorry. Fake it on to the dip. my goodness, bake in. Let that goodness bake in. Bake in like a woman with the bingo arms. You know, she baked the macaroni. I don't know, man. I have to look into that. With school being back in session, they're not real keen to give me a whole bunch of time off. Now, I will say this, for anybody that turns antler or wants to turn antler, if you're going to turn it, give it that little bit of love, give it that little bit of extra attention. A little bit of extra attention makes the world go round when it comes to antler, because you get all them crazy ass collars that pop, and that's really, really, really what makes antler do antler stuff. So, you already got your ticket? Bam. Makes any fucking plan. We're going to do the 37 million coats of CA glue like we normally do on one of these here. Mix going to the upper room. And I'm going to turn this down, turn it away from the camera, because last time I painted my shit. We're going to give it some even coats. I'm going to give it 4 or 5 coats. I'm going to hit it with some high grit, another coat or 2, high grit, and then I'll put some love on it with that wax, and I'm going to try to shine this stuff up. You are going to get some of that coming off. It's perfectly fine because I shellacked it on there right before we're done. But you ain't going to get none on the second pass. That shit's sealed like a juvenile's records or the Epstein files. Sounded like the same thing. The only thing I don't really dig about this thick stuff, I mean, I could work with the thick CA, but it takes a while to cure and harden, and I am not nearly as cool with this stuff as I am with the thin CA. That thin CA gets on and gets on with it quick. I guess it works alright if I just paint this shit on there like that. With that cure, we're going to hit it with box of funky shit at. Some 3000. Well, I messed myself on a 350. Takes a while for the thick ones to get hard. Never had that problem, Chase. I banged during commercial breaks, bub. Golden Girls are coming back on. We got to get this done quick. I know that there's 103 people in here right now, and I've only got 41 likes in here. I'm getting a little salty on that shit. kind of tacky. Feel kind of tacky. Ooh. Picture this, Sicily, 1948. It was me and a farm boy named Stefano. Alright, she dry. 3,000 grit. Hit it with the last coat of the CA. And then we're going to put the wax to this bitch. One coat for good measure. Huh. We can see you. Oh, God. I was feeling very Ryan and Chase. Hey Chase, did you see that box that I made? I used that number 7 to shave them the flowers to make the petals, man. Or the number 8, I'm sorry. That is where it needs to be. Let's see what it looks like real quick. I got all the green and the grain. And now we're going to shine this heifer up. Shine, I use tray wax. Turn the lathe back up at Mock Jesus. Yeah. Rub it on there real thick like. So you can start to see like bands of it standing up. Remember, pay attention to the tip. Alright, once you do that, clean piece of paper towel. And always clean your shaft. What's up, Bad Dragon? Alright. So, she glossy. She smooth. She got that shine about her. You know, like 3 a.m. when that pregnant waitress at Denny's is staring at you with them big ass hoop earrings and you're about 3 beers into the night, way further than you should be. I like to give it a little tipper tapper like that. That way I don't break anything off like I did the last time. And I'm going to build this one right here in front of y'all because where we're doing this in a single piece, we didn't put an insert in the front of this. So it's a little bit different build, but it's not hard at all. Like, I've been watching some of these cigar pins being built and stuff like that, the fountain pins, and that shit looks like it's harder than Chinese arithmetic. And this one's kind of like less than intermediate. So I think we could all like just smash one of these out and build something a little bit different. All right, so don't smack your brass against anything hard. Check the travel of your ink pen part, you know, all that cool stuff. You want to travel a little bit further than that. A little bit further than that too. There we go. Nib comes out and it's clear. Alright. So, set the built part off to the side for just a second. The middle piece cock ring thing, we're not going to use that. We are going to take the top cap, the clip, good, and put them together. Now, this is antler. You can shatter antler if you smack antler too hard. Put it on a pad. Don't beat the shit out of it. It's not a redheaded stepchild. Line it up in there. Give it a couple taps. What I just did, thankfully I did it now, was I just knocked my entire metal bushing on the top back. That's why we don't smack the hell out of it. So we can always go back in there and reset that, which is no big deal. And we're going to do that right as soon as I find my there it is. Because I'm a dumbass. Yep, just like that. A little bit more glue on the edge of it. It honestly, where that was an alcohol-based dye and solution, might have weakened the glue a little bit. That's kind of like something that happens whenever you experiment and dick off in the wood shop. So we'll give that just a second to cure up. We can go ahead and take this piece and we just slide it into the front cap of this, no glue, because this way they can still pull this piece out to change the ink cartridge. Okay. Antler shined up. You can see all the difference in the pith and the minerals that's in the antlers. And then if you come over here to the catalpa, all the little inclusions and the differences in the grain and everything have captured all the dark green. And then you still have a little bit of light green in the softer woods. And you've even got like a little bit of wavy stuff up here at the top, which is pretty cool. All gold hardware, and she works if you screw the cap in and not be a dumbass. There we go. Yep. We good. Cool. All right. Now, back to this big ass monstrosity. First off, let me drop that back in there. Where did you go? I literally just cleaned this whole damn drawer off. It's insane. Low key, the girls are in the house right now watching The Summer I Turned Pretty. We avoiding that shit. Oh, there's still some wet glue in there, Billy. Guess I know what kind of CA or what kind of finish that bitch is getting. neighborly. We just made a pin and now we're making a bowl. Yeah, I'm putting the death rocks in the wood bowl and the high-speed RPM thingy. I don't know, we might be able to shave them down a little bit. Try sanding them first, see how that works out. Here's some 120. Making a difference? A little bit, Bobby. Making a little bit of difference. Turn the RPMs up. Hell, fuck it. Let's ride it. See what that looks like. Looks like high-speed death. But we're going to work with it. Cool. These rocks come off here real fast. Alright, so they're not crazy jagged. I can tolerate that. Get the center ring. Shit, I broke off for a second. Mike, do you have the boring head tool for rings? No, I do not. Wish I did. Do not, though. Alright, so that's knocked down a good bit. We're going to sand this up, and then we're going to actually make it look pretty again. Reverse on. And let's cut it with wax. I don't know if I lost everybody whenever I lost my feed there, or if anybody's still in the room. If you guys are still with me, let me know. Later, man. I have no idea, dude. There. What's up? How y'all doing? Put this on here. This is a hollow form. It's made out of Zala, or I think that's how you pronounce it, and it has a turquoise inlay on it. And we made a pin earlier. Gold hardware. This is catalpa wood dyed, and a piece of deer antler. So Pop the little cap off there. And we're good. Ladies and gentlemen, I've been at it for 2 hours now. Thank you all for being here. It's been super cool hanging out with y'all, all that cool stuff. Other than that, about time for me to go inside, hang out with the family. Make sure you come around for a Sunday Spun Day. Make sure you're around tomorrow for the live stream with myself, David Ardito, and Ryan from 77 Rockets on his channel. Other than that, like, subscribe, check out my sponsors. Peace. Love y'all. I'm out. Yeah,